t-shirt ni ya white, hii t-shirt ni ya white, hii t-shirt ni ya white. He's a cause na decline, unapenda dick riding, and kibe al-kiba and rejecta. Akikumarret cook sublime, juu reza kukari, away man kusabai. Ujiro, yes ya, zangu ziki clean, kau kijuta staka, hizi row. Touchdown, 400 degrees kwa itro. Hizi ni za kukuramo, hizi ni za kukurumo. Tulipata na utumo nikadai, kwani unafanya job degree? Akasema naishi umo. Eshere, tovia shere, tovia shere, tovia shere. Rakan kaminya, rakan kaminya, rakan kaminya, minya, rakan kaminya, rakan kaminya, rakan kaminya. This is dance. Keep distance. 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 Kwano notice. Hit t-shirt me a white. 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 Hit t-shirt me a white.
Utapata chenye unataka na utajibu mashtaka, utajipata kwa baba blanda ukicheza na mshahara. Nimetoka kazi ya Luna nimepata mshahara, kontra Nicaragua amini kukarangwa. Hakuna plan B hapa, it's just me and my family, ya wengine mother. Kambali na trapper, space na mata, kubanja na mi unless ni Benjamin au Kapa. Antaka 16 rounds anaitisha ka Glock, watu wangu wa diaspora ni wa shifty ka clock. Sikuandika I love you ilikuwa typo, na balance kwa ground miguu tatu tripod. Hi njege ntaka bribe, ki mbege si cha mine. Hi denge ntaka pipe, hi nyege joy die. Zaki moto, zaki moto, zaki moto, zaki moto.
This is dance. Keep distance. 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 Kwano notice. Hit t-shirt me a white. 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 Hit t-shirt me a white.
Kono moja mbele, ngine yende rembe. Pile up, yoni ganjerende. Zungusha kiuno alafu wacha iende. Zungusha uyo mblena alafu wacha aende. Vijana wanarada mtaa, tukakuja nao kwa show. Promoter na teta mbaya, ati kume chrome. Kukinyesha ni goda na kam, ndo maana vitu hugrow. Pesa ndo inafanya mata mecha na toanga ball. Rapa kwa nani like, that's my son. That pussy ain't mine, it's just my tongue. They say they want me in Dubai, I just might come. I don't like the limelight, they say I'm like vampire. Mi huwaga kreki, mongo waga empty. Mina saka hesi, waga waniwezi. Wanalamba cretin, why you overtaking? Manyu wana cheki, pia muna ni keki. Wakitisha mechi, go bitch fetch it. Go bitch fetch it.
Pawa Radio. Tune in. Pawa Radio. Tune in. Power up.
Nonini with his very hit single Furahi Day, and it is a Furahi Day, well, here in the studio, but to some members of the cabinet I'm not so sure about how happy a Friday it is. But I want to welcome you officially to the Power Morning Drive Show on Power Radio. My name is Wanyoike, and I will be cruising with you all the way till 10 a.m. as we look at what has been happening in this country, this beautiful, beautiful Republic of Kenya. So yes, you do want to stick around and find out what we shall be talking about. You know how we do. We get right into the news roundup, both locally and internationally, as well as a little bit of traffic updates here and there. Good music, you know, we keep it 100 Kenyan. So you want to get in touch with us on our socials, and you can make requests as well, as long as it is Kenyan music. Remember, the hashtag to use is hashtag Power Morning Drive. You can also get in touch with us across our social media pages. We are on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X. That is at Power Radio. And also you can catch this live broadcast. We are on YouTube at Power Radio. Please, if you haven't subscribed yet, kindly do so. I'm waiting for you. I'm giving you 5 seconds. Please go right now. Yes, you. Please go. Yes. subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you can catch up with all our shows. Yes, thank you so much. And also you can get us on our website. We are on www.power254.org/Power Radio. For now, let's get into some music, and then I come back with the daily traffic updates, and then we get into the news. What has been trending? A lot has been happening. A lot has been happening, including historic firing of the cabinet within 20 months of the Ruto Kenya Kwanza government. So let's get some music. We'll be right back. Keep it right here on Power Radio.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
Time for Kenya to rise up. Umoja ni nguvu. Together we you are champion. Rise up, Simama.
Sunny.
Wake up, Simama. Champion vibes. Rise up, Simama. Wake up, Simama.
Kutoka geto sio ngumu, lazima uwe na form. Piga mishe utameki odo. Kutoka geto sio ngumu, lazima uwe na form. Piga mishe utameki odo. Wakisema hautameki asala, hii dunia ni duara, chapa kazi. Wakisema hautameki asala, hii dunia ni duara, chapa kazi. Chenga kama Olunga, chomoka kama Kipyego na Kipchoge. Cheki Lupita Nyong'o, Wanyama naye ni champion. Carry on. Oh yes, I'm a champion. One in a million. Kenyans a champion. One in a million. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. One in a million. Oh yes, we are champions. One in a million.
Some say that you could have never make it out of the poverty. Them not know your priority. When I give up life, what them say, Jah bless me with sanity. We turning dreams to reality. When I put your eyes on the prize, it won't be very long before them ever realize. Enough of them a bad man, them have to criticize. Them can't stop us, get our youth steady on the rise. Hey, when I put your eyes on the prize, it won't be very long before them ever realize. Enough of them a bad man, them have to criticize. Them can't stop us, get our youth steady on the rise. Yeah.
I'm a champion.
Oh yes, I'm a champion. One in a million. Kenyans a champion. One in a million. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. One in a million. Oh yes, we are champions. One in a million.
Stand and let the sun shine bright.
Yeah.
Celebrate tonight. Fly up to the highest high and sing. I'm a Kenyan champion. Dance, let it rain all night. Celebrate tonight. Fly up to the highest high and sing. I'm a Kenyan champion. I'm a Kenyan champion. I'm a Kenyan champion. Yeah, I'm a Kenyan champion.
Would you ever think to be a champion? Would you ever think to win big in your life? Would you ever think to be one in a million? Million. Would you ever think to be a champion?
Sunshine
Would
bright.
you ever think you win big in your life? Would you ever think to be one in a million? Million.
I come from the land of champions. I'm a Kenyan champion.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Kenya mzalendo.
Kenya mzalendo.
ROG. Kenya mzalendo.
Kenya mzalendo.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Choke on dada once again. Geto you ambassador minion. Ewe Mungu wewe ni nguvu yetu. Wasilete baraka nchini kwetu. Maulana wewe ni ngao ya amani, umoja na upendo. Hii ni ngoma ya Mkenya mzalendo, na ban corruption, chuki na magendo. Hii ni ngoma ya Mkenya mzalendo, ni ya amani, umoja na upendo. Hii ni ngoma ya Mkenya mzalendo, hiyo ukabila ubinafsi weka kando. Hii ni ngoma ya first of all, me a give thanks for me life. Praises to Jah cause me no bad mind. Mkenya mimi sita waste time. Haso kila siku na simingoli na crime. Mr. Big Man, wacha ufisadi, cause inatutenga masikini na mababi. Machivinjari, magari na vinywaji, basi wananchi hatuna hata malazi. Ya amani, umoja na upendo. Hii ni ngoma ya Mkenya mzalendo, na ban corruption, chuki na magendo. Hii ni ngoma ya Mkenya mzalendo, ni ya amani, umoja na upendo. Hii ni ngoma ya Mkenya mzalendo, sio ukabila ubinafsi weka kando. Hii ni ngoma ya Mkenya mzalendo, na Babylon you must fall. Corrupting the land, now the people them a ball. If you are a patriot, listen to me song. We don't want no traitor in this land. So much violence instead of peace. Why so many people living life without means? Just because you breed the resources you are still. Blood sucking vampire, the nation you go kill. Ni ya amani, umoja na upendo. Hii ni ngoma ya Mkenya mzalendo, na ban corruption, chuki na magendo. Hii ni ngoma ya Mkenya mzalendo, ni ya amani, umoja na upendo. Hii ni ngoma ya Mkenya mzalendo, hiyo ukabila ubinafsi weka kando. Hii ni ngoma ya Mkenya mzalendo. Amkeni tujenge nchi yetu, ndio nia ndio wajibu wetu. Tuungane sote tuilinde Kenya yetu, tusitengane juu ya makabila yetu. Mzalendo naipenda Kenya yangu, national anthem ndio maombi yangu. Wacha ubaguzi kwa ofisi ndugu yangu, mimi mwenye nchi na zidai haki zangu. Ya amani, umoja na upendo. Hii ni ngoma ya Mkenya mzalendo, na ban corruption, chuki na magendo. Hii ni ngoma ya Mkenya mzalendo, ni ya amani, umoja na upendo. Hii ni ngoma ya Mkenya mzalendo, hiyo ukabila ubinafsi weka kando.
South C, South B, 111, 23, West D, can't get me, nah, don't need, nah, money, baby. Ain't no city like my city, oh, no, no, no. Nairobi, they can do it like we do it in the 254. Nairobi, my hustler, now my damn super, kawangare, buru buru. I love my city, oh yes I do. Na 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 Nairobi.
25 flow, we on a wave, kamixa dem akufu vile na bounce kwa hii track. Ukipenda hala chuchu, jiwe, mayoyo, hey, we got the nunu, I'm in love with my city. Boss, I'm going kuku, hey. Hini ya madem wale ukulenga mtaani, mkikutana Nairobi wana wave kwa mbali. Luku luku ni ya wadhi, utadhani Tamford. Saya kinenge, shika mavanga Sanford, hey. Niko idha mapararira kanganya. Big up my hustlers, wanao tamak. My foreigners, wale, makwa wamehama. Machoko shwale jiji, kwa pia ni mama. I'm keeping it real, keeping it local. I'm so raw, original flow though. And Nairobi, ay, ay, ay. It's magic when I'm on the mic, mzeya, ay, ay, ay. Woo.
Ain't no city like my city, oh no, no, no. Nairobi, they can do it like we do it in the 254. Nairobi,
Gigi, yeah.
my hustler, now my damn super.
Hey.
Kawangare, buru buru. I love my city, oh yes I do.
Na 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 Nairobi, hey.
Madare, kileleshwa, Embakase, Langata, Dagorete, Kibera, Nakayole, Dandora, Nairobi, tuko rada, kauna bifa hopni ya Bama hitu ninatuleta pamoja, chama, tupate mitatu na zama, ama, eo, ni kama, tumewateko Kampala na Jadaman, enai, tunaweza Robi, tunatesa, ata mayup wako Yaman. Ain't no city like my city, oh no, no, no. my dim supu. Now I'm riding buru buru. I love my city, oh yes I do. Na 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 na,
Gigi,
my hustler. Now my dim supu. Now I'm riding buru buru. I love my city, oh yes I do.
na 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 Nairobi, Nairobi. Tumelokit kibobo, kadunga mosquito, sio shock things bobo. Lokit kibobo, woo, no shock things bobo.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Mayonde and Stony Jiwe with their hit single Nairobi, and it's playing right here on Power Radio. This is a Power Morning Drive Show. I'm your host, Anne Wanyoike, on a very beautiful, and yes, yet sunny, yes, Friday morning. I'm quite excited about the sun coming out. But before that, let's get into some traffic updates here. You need to know where exactly to go to or avoid. We start with Ngong Road. Ngong Road is looking pretty good all the way from let's see, the Junction Mall all down to Adams Arcade. Things become a little bit snarly, but from Prestige Plaza all the way till the Kenyatta roundabout, things are moving. So that's looking good. Valley Road, all the way till on All Saints Cathedral, things are moving. We have a little bit of a snarl up from Spine Health and Sports Injury Center, but from that place going forward, things are absolutely moving. So you guys are looking good. Let's see, where is this? Kileleshwa Estate on Kikambala Road, kukona kidogo a snarl up right there from all the way till Oloitoktok Road, then the roundabout there that leads towards the Kasuku Center, yes, but after that things are moving swiftly. Mombasa Road, not looking so good. From Panari going into town, inbound, things are a little bit crazy. We also have Bunyala Road inbound, very, very busy this morning. Thika Road from KCA University inbound, things are a little bit crazy, but outbound, things are looking good. Limuru Road inbound all the way from Aga Khan University, crazy madness there, but after that, towards the Thika Road intersection, things start to clear out. Of course, Wayaki Way inbound heading towards town, things moving slowly, very slowly, bumper to bumper from as you head towards the University of Nairobi, the University Way, sorry, and yes, so but all the way till all the ways is yes, but moving regardless. So yeah, in case you see any accidents or incidents, kindly let us know, and you can get us on our social media platforms. We are at Power Radio across Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X, and we are live on YouTube at Power Radio, and also on our website www.power254.org/Power Radio. All right. Now let's get into what has been happening. We start with our local news roundup, and the biggest story for sure is the cabinet secretary's firing that we witnessed yesterday by the President William Samoei Ruto. He sent home a whopping more than 20 cabinet secretaries. Among them were Interior and National Administration Cabinet Secretary Professor Kithure Kindiki. We have Professor Njuguna Ndung'u, National Treasury and Planning, Rebecca Miano, Investments, Trade and Industry, Roads and Transport, Kipchumba Murkomen, Davis Chirchir, Energy and Petroleum as Cabinet Secretary, Ababu Namwamba, Youth Affairs and Sports, Aisha Jumwa, Gender, Culture, Arts and then Heritage, Aiden Duale, Defense, Zekaria Njeru, Water, Sanitation and Irrigation, Susan Nakumicha, Health. I know it's a relief for many people given that she was under fire because of what has been happening in the health sector, rather what has not been happening. So I'm sure Kenyans are happy about that and they have applauded that move. We have Florence Bore, Labor and Social Protection, Ezekiel Mashogu, Education, Salim Mvuria, Mining, Blue Economy and Maritime Affairs, Mithika Linturi, Agriculture and Livestock Development. That's also another one that has been under the fire, but I'm sure that Kenyans are also happy that he went home. Eliud Owalo, Information, Communications and the Digital Economy, Penina Malonza, East African Community, the ASALs and Regional Development, Alice Wahome, Lands, Public Works, Housing and Urban Development. Soipan Tuya was in charge of Environment and Forestry, Simon Chelugui, Cooperatives and Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, and finally Dr. Alfred Mutua, Tourism and Wildlife. So some of the and of course Moses Kuria, former CS Public Service and Performance Delivery Management. So the head cabinet secretary Musalia Mudavadi aliponea chupu pale. He's still within the Ruto government, and of course the deputy government still intact as well. So yes, this is a story that I mean it might look like it's a shocking, it's a shocking surprise, but I would take you 19 years ago. The Kibaki regime, also former President Mwai Kibaki, had also decided that he would do a reshuffle in his government, and he decided to fire his cabinet secretaries as well during his regime. But let's read into some of what the Daily Nation on page 2 is saying on this story. It's a story that goes all the way till page 3. Now, President William Ruto sacked his entire cabinet yesterday in what was largely a matter of when, not if, after weeks of sustained youth-led protests and major goofs by some of his ministers. Some of the cabinet secretaries had lost public confidence over corruption allegations and poor performance, triggering a demand by youth that the president dissolve and not reshuffle his cabinet. The protesters' push had earlier resulted in the unprecedented withdrawal of the Finance Bill 2024, which was a clear vote of no confidence against the Kenya Kwanza administration. In a televised announcement at State House, President Ruto said he made the decision to fire all the cabinet secretaries after a holistic appraisal of their performance he had in August last year. During the signing of performance contracts by the ministers, admitted that some of them were incompetent. He said then that some ministers and permanent secretaries were clueless about their mandates. And I remember this very well. I was listening to that signing yesterday night when, he was he was calling them out during that signing last year, and he was telling them how, he knows more about their ministries more than they know. Some of the things that he was also frustrated about is that they do go for a lot of trips outside the country. So when he calls for a meeting with the cabinet, with his cabinet to check in on their performance, he finds out that they are not within the country. And so he was quite frustrated about that factor. And I remember even the deputy president saying that if you need to travel, make sure that it is regulated. Not that every meeting that is international meeting that you need to be there at the expense of the people, the local public, the Kenyan people that you're called to serve. You should not do that. So this is quite. The papers are calling it unprecedented, but that's not really. It's nothing new. We've seen this before, as I mentioned, 19 years ago, 2005. Mwai Kibaki had also done the same to reshuffle his government and to move things around, to reorganize in order to see if at all we can come around to a government. And something else that also the president was saying is that he is working towards a broad-based approach kind of government, and whatever broad-based. Yesterday I was listening to the news gang on Citizen TV, and they were saying that the president needs to define some of these terms that he used. What does a broad-based government look like? And is sacking cabinet secretaries even going to going to solve Kenyan problems, the Kenyan governance problem. But we will get more into this because this forms the basis of our discussion today. Today we'll be discussing about the government reorganization and its impact. Does it have any role to play? Is this going to solve all our problems in government and such things, So you want to stick around. We start our conversation at the top of the hour from 9 a.m. So yes, let's see what the Daily Nation is saying also further. So there's a quote here that President Ruto rode to power on lofty promises of creating jobs for millions of unemployed youths, prioritizing the needs of low-income earners, and to bring down the cost of living. He campaigned on the platform of a bottom-up economic model that was designed to economically uplift the downtrodden, but there is a feeling that his administration has failed to deliver on its promises. And I remember even John Mbadi, I think this was last year. He was addressing the National Assembly, and actually he was not wrong. He did state that the cabinet secretary that was appointed, the cabinet secretariat, or rather the executive members that were admitted and appointed by the president to head the various ministries, he stated in a statement which we shall play soon after we get into some musical break. He was saying that they are incompetent, and 1 year down the line we see that his words are ringing true. And so it begs a question. So when the president is appointing, what are some of the processes that really have to go through, that one has to go through in order to ensure that we do not have an issue where we are reshuffling government, we are reshuffling the faces of ministries every now and then, because now that means that there's a gap right now. Ministries need to consistently keep running, but you see, when the top boss is no longer in service, it means that some things are going to be stalling and such things like that. So yes, I think I keep saying that things do not go wrong, they start wrong. And so if we can manage to start things on a good note, then we would do well. We would do justice to ourselves in mitigating some of these mishaps that we are seeing in government. But of course, something interesting that I've seen some memes also online, people saying that the Gen Zs have managed to do so much within 14 days. This less than 2 weeks to 3 weeks thereabout. Having a whole president sacking all his cabinet secretaries. Most of his cabinet secretaries is not a joke, and kudos to the protest. They started off as revolt and uprising against the finance bill 2024, but we have seen that it has rebirthed more revolutions within it. So it's a revolution within a revolution within a revolution. And if because I keep saying, we might not. I don't think that sacking the cabinet secretaries is going to solve all our problems overnight. It is a gesture. Whether it's a grand gesture, I leave that up to you. But Kenya's problem is systemic and systematic. So we let's not find ourselves dealing with the same monkeys but a different different monkeys, same forest, same show. That's the same circus. You end up having a situation where it's the same thing that you deal with, but you same script but different cast. And so until we are able to use and underscore some of the systemic issues that we have to deal with in this country, I don't think changing the faces of those leadership positions is going to do us any good. But hey, we will get into more of it once we get our discussion for today. Remember, the hashtag to use is hashtag Pawa Morning Drive Show. Maoni yako ni yepi? Hit us up, man. Let us know. What are you celebrating wherever you are? What are your feelings towards the sacking of the cabinet secretaries? Do you think that the president was justified in his very bold move to send some of his cabinet to, packing? And what do you think? How do you think this will impact how governance is done, especially in the Kenya Kwanza regime, which we're just short of 2 years in? We still have the next 3 years to see if at all. We will know that we were doing something when we do what's that word? An audit after this government passes, and then we are like, okay, so the reorganization, I guess, was something that was needed. But let's get some music. I come back and we continue talking about what has been making the national and international news roundup. Keep it Power Radio.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Unacheka na nani? This time atucheki na nyinyi. Umekuja kuwachapa hata na slippers, hata na nyaunyo.
Fimbo ina chapa, fimbo chapa, fimbo ina chapa, fimbo chapa. Nye 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 nye, hatutaki nye nye nye. Ukileta nye nye nye, fimbo chapa.
Hizo chapa, hivi ndio miutema. Kabla wanishike watakuwa washahema. Tuliza boss, acha nye 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 nye. Dogo chapa, dogo bigi nina chapa. Nina chapa, siye tunatapa. Vitu tunatoa grandpa, utasogopa.
TLMO chapa. Mwani fota, mwani taka. Womidomo, mtafyata. Sexy misi baduki grandpa.
Shamir, chapa. Utanipata wapi? Grandpa. Gonna love us in the stereo. Adjust your area.
Fimbo ina chapa, fimbo chapa, fimbo ina chapa, fimbo chapa. Nye 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 nye, hatutaki nye nye nye. Ukileta nye nye nye, fimbo chapa.
Fisher, chopper, I salute Fimbo ya pili. He's a true the game's beginning, yeah. Fisherman rock away.
Word up, chopper, grandpa, chopper. We got we on a thing, see we are we on boss. Gonna take a contest, we are better than the rest.
Nyang a little baby. The bill must be on the team, but I do not attack on his keys more and more.
Kitty on the floor. Ninapenda kudance na Fimbo on my side. What you say, boy? What you say, boy?
Fimbo ina chapa, fimbo chapa, fimbo ina chapa, fimbo chapa. Nye 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 nye, hatutaki nye nye nye. Ukileta nye nye nye, fimbo chapa. Na wase wakileta mabumbumbu, fimbo chapa. Na wase wanapenda mabumbumbu, fimbo chapa. Skia basi yeah, ho, hey. Fimbo ina chapa, fimbo chapa, fimbo ina chapa, fimbo chapa. Nye 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 nye, hatutaki nye nye nye. Ukileta
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Do you love my money? Sauti Sol. Mwanabuja. Kuna watu aina nyingi duniani. Kuna watu fani fani. Na kabla sijatamba kwenye fani, sikuishi na amani. Nilikesha na maombi, nikiomba Mungu anipe nafasi. Nikaanza kuimba, mabinti wanisaka, huku na kule wanichangamkia yeye. Ayo, heri ulie kwenye Range Rover, ama ucheke kwenye boda boda, ukose usingizi runda, masaibu yanakufuata.
That you're gonna love me for sure. Unconditional loving, for rich and for poor. Heri ulie kwenye Range Rover, ama ucheke kwenye boda boda, ukose usingizi runda, masaibu yanakufuata. Pesa ni maua, oh, tena inapendeza. Pesa inaua, oh, itakumaliza. Heri ulie kwenye Range Rover, ama ucheke kwenye boda boda, ukose usingizi runda, masaibu yanakufuata.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
A very good morning. That is Sauti Sol right there, and they are playing on Power Radio, your number one Kenyan hit station music where we tune in. Music station where you tune in and power up. And I hope you're powering up well wherever you are. Kindly let us know where you're tuning in from. And I want to read a couple of comments from our favorite people here. Kaara Waithaka anasema ako locked. Asante sana. He says that yes, anasema ako locked. Yes, amesema he had requested for Chokman Dada's song and he's thanking thanking us for giving him that. DJ CJ Kenya, salute all the way from Kitengela City, as he likes to call it. Good morning to you too. Anasema, guys, please play me Anguka Nayo and Maandamano by BN and Brida. So we will definitely make sure that we play that. My very able super producer, Ameskia. But yes, let us know where you're tuning in from. Today we are discussing about the government reorganization and sort of reshuffles and its impact and what it could portend for the future of this country, not only for the future of the Kenya Kwanza government, but also for the country. And like, what role does reorganizing government and its leaders do in stewarding this country forward? We continue now with our local news roundup. Of course, today the big story here is about that very big sacking of cabinet secretaries by Ruto yesterday. We are still in the Daily Nation on page 4. There's a story here with the title, "The Wrong Moves That Pushed President Ruto into a Tight Corner." Now, President William Ruto has borrowed from the script used by President Kibaki in 2005 when he fired his entire cabinet after a humiliating defeat in a national referendum in his bid to shore up dwindling public confidence in his administration. Unlike Kibaki, who lost the vote that scuttled a government-sponsored constitution draft, President Ruto has been forced to act by protests led by the youth, sparked by unpopular punitive taxes and extravagance by the elite in the face of economic hardships by the majority. The president's withdrawal of the Finance Bill 2024, which contained tax proposals to raise an additional 350 billion Kenyan shillings, did little to quell the protests by Kenyans who have also complained about governance ills and demanded accountability in government. In the past, the government had disregarded public opposition to tax increases even after public hearings and exploited ruling coalition majority to shove the unpopular policies down the throats of wary Kenyans, a script it had followed with the now rejected bill. The bloody crackdown on the protest by the police, at least 41 people have been killed and hundreds injured, and infiltration of the protest by goons in an orgy of violence and looting that occasioned heavy economic losses meant the crisis could no longer be ignored. And something interesting here that also the page 5 of the Daily Nation is saying that Gen Zs told Ruto to dismiss entire cabinet. So the questions were as many as, you know, last week we had a Twitter space, or rather an X Spaces forum between the president and the public, the citizens, which mostly were the youth and the Gen Z. And some of the questions that they were asking during that Twitter space was that why did your party thwart the impeachment of Mr. Mithika Linturi, who is now already abased from the cabinet secretariat, who was leading agriculture, whose ministry had been embroiled in a fake fertilizer scandal? Why did you appoint Mr. Kipchumba Murkomen, a lawyer, to oversee the Transport and Public Works Ministry that requires an engineer? You know, so those are some of the questions that the Gen Zs were asking President Ruto during the X Spaces last week on Friday. Some people also questioned Mr. Murkomen's flaunting of his wealth. Others took issue with the tone of Ms. Susan Nakumicha, former cabinet secretary health, as she commented on the initiatives to fundraise for those injured or killed during the recent anti-government protests. Dr. Ruto said that he has many sources of information, but this was by far the most direct in telling him the issues that the Gen Zs had with his cabinet. It added to the messages encoded in hashtags, written on placards, and even printed on T-shirts as youth protested starting from June 18th. So when I was growing up at the time of Kibaki, I used to associate being a minister with some smart people, said one of the speakers at the X Spaces. Suddenly, these days, you have people, the best they can deliver is just abuses, and they are just too mouthy. Wow. So these are some of the sentiments here from this reorganizing of cabinet by the president. And I mean, I think we are at the precipice of something interesting here. Number one, what I'm reading into this situation is that people do have the power. Yes, that is something that I want to emphasize and re-emphasize for sure. It's something that I want to underscore, that the power lies within the people. And the way that we have seen this organization of the protests that have, again, as I had mentioned earlier, this revolution started off as, just anti the finance bill 2024, but we have clearly seen that it was just a tip of the iceberg. We have clearly seen that it was just indication of some of the more work that needs to happen, some of the work that needs to be dealt with. And so what this has done for Kenyans, and especially for young people of this republic, is that it has given them the opportunity to be able to see through the mess that they are in, number one. It has also been able to show them that their voice is not unheard, that they can be heard, that they are organizing in whatever spaces, in whatever ways, whether it's on TikTok, because I remember me saying that we were seeing the rhetoric and the narrative around the maligning of young people just being on TikTok. I remember somebody saying during an address at the National Assembly or I think Senate that they were doing this so that they can garner up more views on social media, specifically on TikTok, and because that rhetoric, such rhetorics are, I think what the success of this revolution will be, that the rhetoric of young people do not know what they are doing, they are clueless. I think we are barring that from this point going forward. And then it has also given young people the confidence to be able to speak out their minds, whether they do not know the entirety of the matter, or they do not know even the systemic of the structural issues, what they are demanding and what they want to see, the change that they want to see. They have decided that this is the time that we are going to ensure that we are not even relenting. What we know is what we are going to ask for, and for sure we have seen that it's not just another day on TikTok. It's not just another day of hashtags. It's not just another day of walking out to the streets and putting up placards with messages that might need with messages that directly reflect the state of the nation, as it were. So it's a good day. I would say I'm a little bit on the fence here with this thing. Like, on one hand, I am absolutely for the fact that some of the changes are happening, and because change does not just happen by hitting the top, because that's what has happened. It has to be transcendental. It has to transcend from the top, going down and down and down to the last one of them all. Because that's how systems work, because that's how structures are work. They are set up to ensure that there's a smooth running of A, B, and C. And so all this to say that it's a good day, and it's very encouraging for the Gen Zs. It's encouraging for the young people of this nation to see that their efforts are not really futile, and that change can actually come. Change can actually happen when we stick to it. I know I had read something here that it was a bloody crackdown And maybe that's something else, you know. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and we were asking ourselves, like, do revolutions or does change need to be bloody? Like, do we have to see like people dying or some injuries happening so that we can see the change that we want, that we have been demanding? And of course the answer to that is no. If at all we are a democratic nation, then it means that we can figure out a way of ensuring that the change that we want to see comes not at the expense of lives, because that's the injustices, and those are, you know, human rights violations. We've had issues of abductions, and I'm like, are we back into the dark ages? Really, it's 2024. We should not be talking about abductions in 2024 Kenya or Africa. We should not be talking about tortures. You know, we should not be talking about deaths. We should not be talking about water cannons and canisters and tear gas because of peaceful protests and peaceful picketing, while citizens go out in the public to demand for their rights. So yeah, I know it's and some, I'm not saying that this is what has happened in some nations. This has been used as a tactic to dissuade people from questioning and challenging the government, challenging the status quo, you know, like torture, because all of these are fear-based. Torture, you know, using force, using even live bullets. These are just tactics to dissuade to dissuade citizens from going out to the streets and demanding for the change that they want to see. But we also have we are again at a very interesting intersection where, for once, it's young people, or not for once, I mean the Gen Zs, right? The context here is that they have nothing to lose, you know. I remember some of them saying that, I mean, we're already suicidal, so the least you can do, or the best you can do for me right now, is to kill me and I die and I forget about this. Somebody else was caught on camera saying that I'd rather die than live in misery and live, you know, suffering. And then we also have the fact that some of these Gen Zs, most of them don't have families that they are supporting. I mean, I am not completely, this is just my opinion, and I'm not completely dismissing those that might have, but I mean, if somebody is, you know, at 2019, 2021, 22 years old, who is probably a student at the university, who, first of all, they have sat down and seen that, oh, like, my friends have gone to university and they're still looking for a job up to now, they without a promise of future, without a promise of, you know, things looking up, without the promise of something that they might need for their survival. And so when you find that countries, when you find, you know, an interesting group of young people who are not afraid of losing their lives so that they can fight for this country, I mean, that's just bravery right there. It's bold. They have nothing to lose. Absolutely. All they want is to see change and change and change, and they will demand it regardless of whatever threats or intimidation is thrown their way. So there's a lot to be said about this whole thing, but we shall be talking about it in the second hour of our show. Right now, I can see the time is exactly 9 a.m. So let's get into some music. We are playing Anguka Nayo for DJ CJ Kenya, and then we continue with our discussion, which we've already started it, but today we shall be talking about the reorganization of government and its leaders, and what this might portend for how the Kenya Kwanza government deals with its business and transactions before beyond this, but also not only for the Kenya Kwanza government, for the history of this republic. What does that portend for us? Remember, the hashtag to use is hashtag Pawa Morning Drive Show, and you can also get us on our social media platforms. We're across all social media platforms at Pawa Radio. For now, tuanguke nayo, and then I'll see you after that.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Tushaskia kwa Douglas tushaskia tukiingia ni kublast huko ngabado unachukua madam, so anguka nao itabaki meflow na vibe, anguka nao kako single for now. Mdaglis mteja patikani hadi late night saa 6 ndo taniwai, nikupin location na nikofana na hii sukate call niko chomba ya G, mimi najua utakuwa irizo riris. Acha nikushow kwanza form ya Didon, nishashika mpoa na twende chini kwa chini akiwa hadi na mini. Sasa tunasikiza Shin City, tuna feel free, teka video na post pale NGC, jina ni Kantel Kurapsi ni talent G. Anguka nao anguka nao cheki, anguka nao twende down low now, stand up to your feet, mikono juu alafu click, tuliza pesa alafu one leg, anguka nao one leg, anguka nao anguka nao anguka nao anguka nao
anguka nayo kama uko na new catch, anguka nayo kona pati na magwash, anguka nayo round 2 kwa hii bash, anguka nayo ati anguka nayo ati anguka nayo anguka nayo anguka nayo ati anguka nayo ati anguka nayo na katika msupa webanjuka, cheza chini ukikondezo madhuta, anguka nayo baby girl ushaitika, mdagi matisho za wadagi step ama darling, tambu serikali juni serikali, tamka asali simnachwa ni nani, flow mshati ki don medunga hapo down ni chi utekiwa poa daily miti kia beba anguka nao anguka nayo anguka nayo anguka nayo anguka nayo anguka nayo ati anguka nayo mtupa me feel relaxed, anguka nayo kama uko na new catch, anguka nayo kama unapati na magwash, anguka nayo round 2 kwa hii bash, ati
anguka nayo anguka nayo anguka nayo anguka nayo
ati anguka nayo kama uko na new catch, anguka nayo kama unapati na magwash, anguka nayo round 2 kwa hii bash, anguka nayo ati
anguka nayo anguka nayo anguka nayo anguka nayo
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Jealousy, always comparing myself to you. Sometimes I feel like I overdo. Sometimes I feel like I'm over you. Singing I feel like I have no clue. Singing the moods. Sometimes I act a fool. Singing nina choma sana. Sometimes tunako sana. Sometimes I act too cool. Singing you act a fool. Sometimes you drive me crazy. I swear I drive you crazy. Consistent, consistency, consistent, consistently.
tabia za self sabotage, naanza tabia za overdrive, naanza kujifungia, naanza kujikazia, mwenzio nafunga hisia. Sometimes I feel so blue, sometimes I have no clue. Saa ingine unachoma sana, sometimes tunakosana. Saa ingine ninapotea, sometimes unanikosea. Sometimes you drive me crazy, I swear I drive you crazy. Consistent, consistency, consistent, consistently, consistent, consistency, consistent, consistent, day, 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 day by day, day, day by day, 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 day by day, day, day by day, day, day by day, 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 day by day, day, day by day, 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 day by day. Consistent, consistently.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Papa Fololo, the king of Kapungala. Kapungala Ngala. Maneno za umbea na fitina zote minatupa nyuma. Hata tembo na sigara kubwa zote minatupa nyuma. Kusema sema na kutia tumbi zote minatupa nyuma. Kukuna mlungula na kutoa pia minatupa nyuma. Nipate mimi nikimfuata Yesu, nipate mimi nikimfuata Yesu. Oneni tukisofi nikimfuata Yesu, nipate mimi nikimfuata Yesu. Fuata nyayo zangu nikimfuata Yesu, nipate mimi nikimfuata Yesu, nipate mimi nikimfuata Yesu, nipate mimi nikimfuata. Iruni na kutia tope zote minatupa nyuma. Hata kulma na kukata waya zote minatupa nyuma. Kunoganoga na kudona zote minatupa nyuma. Ulevi minatupa nyuma. Nikimfuata Yesu, nipate mimi nikimfuata Yesu. Oneni tukisofi nikimfuata Yesu, nipate mimi nikimfuata Yesu. Fuata nyayo zangu nikimfuata Yesu, nipate mimi nikimfuata Yesu, nipate mimi nikimfuata Yesu, nipate mimi nikimfuata. Minapenda watoto, minapenda kuimba, minapenda kuenda church na kuomba ndimi nitakatakata. Minapenda kutoa, minapenda kusifu, minapenda kuenda church na kuomba ndimi nitakatakata.
from sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
System ya Kapungala by Daddy Owen, and it's playing right here on the Power Radio. This is the Power Morning Drive Show. My name is Wanyoike and I am your host, as promised. Wait, before that it was Anguka Nayo. I hope DJ CJ kwenye huko umeanguka nayo mbaya. So as promised, we are getting into our discussion for today. And today we are looking at the reorganization of not actually the reorganization, but well, we could say it's a reorganization because the move by President Ruto yesterday to fire the cabinet secretaries, that will come with its own fair share of reorganization, because now that means that new appointments have to be, to take place, and so new faces are going to come up in the leadership as well. And so we are looking at what does this portend? What does it portend for the Kenya Kwanza administration? But before that, there's an interesting story here. Now all of those cabinet secretaries, the chief cabinet secretary Musalia Mudavadi was spared, and if you want to know why he was spared, this is a story by the Daily Nation on page 6. It says that President William Ruto yesterday spared Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi in yesterday's purge to coordinate the principal secretaries to ensure continuity in government in the wake of his strained relations with his deputy Rigathi Gachagua. The Nation established that President Ruto, in sparing Mr. Mudavadi, underscored his confidence in him amid the challenges facing the Kenya Kwanza administration. Mr. Mudavadi, who chairs the National Development Implementation Committee, comprising of all PSs, and head of Public Service Felix Koskei, will continue to coordinate the affairs of the ministries until the broad-based cabinet is announced, which we still are trying to figure out what this broad-based cabinet means. The Nation was reliably informed that Mr. Gachagua cannot be relied on to steer the ship, and that's why Mudavadi, with vast experience in executive affairs, was tapped to coordinate the PSs. Mr. Mudavadi has remained in an upward trajectory since President Ruto came into office in October last year. The president handed him the Foreign and Diaspora Affairs docket, which guarantees him a position in the National Security Council. So if you wanted to find out what exactly, why did Musalia Mudavadi get spared, there you have it. It's because he needs to continue stewarding and steering forward those other things, those other committees that he is a leader of, which, as I mentioned, he chairs the National Development Implementation Committee, which comprises of PSs and head of public service as well. So yeah, but it's going to be an interesting ride, and a very interesting ride to look out for the future of the cabinet secretariat, and we can't wait to see the new faces unleashed in the Kenya Kwanza government. Now let's go into some of the reactions and the responses. Most of the cabinet secretaries that were fired yesterday, they had something to say. So we start with the Cabinet Secretary Florence Bore. On her ex, she said that I am truly grateful for the opportunity to serve Kenyans. My gratitude and profound thanks to His Excellency, the President, Dr. William Ruto, for his mentorship and trust to serve our country as Cabinet Secretary of Labor and Social Protection. We also had Former Defense Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale thanked President Ruto for entrusting him with the role and serving in the first Kenya Kwanza administration. He says, I am deeply honored and will forever be indebted to him, President Ruto, and the people of Kenya for this opportunity to serve our great nation. As the Quran says, but they plan and Allah plans, and Allah is the best of planners, Mr. Duale said on his social media platform on X. His counterpart Aisha Jumwa, who served as the gender CS, also termed the time she served under the leadership of President Ruto as an honor, taking to his official X account. Orange Democratic Movement Secretary General Senator Edwin Sifuna, who is a close ally of party leader Raila Odinga, said Dr. Ruto's move was a solid start. Central Organization of Trade Unions KOTU Secretary General Francis Atwoli, however, urged Dr. Ruto to form an inclusive government that will prioritize the issues that are facing Kenyans. Today's decision by the president to dissolve the cabinet marks a significant step towards this much-needed rebirth. The Daily Nation continues to say that this bold and decisive action is a modern approach to addressing the grievances and aspirations of the Kenyan people. Mr. Atwali headed on to say, somebody else that was also fired is Dr. Alfred Mutua, former cabinet secretary. Let me see real quick. I have... It escapes my mind. Tourism and wildlife. Yes. He also said that I sincerely thank His Excellency President William Ruto for the confidence he demonstrated by entrusting me with the role of cabinet secretary in his government. Yes. And then he goes on to say that he has witnessed firsthand President Ruto's genuine commitment to the rapid transformation of our economy and other short stories right there. So okay, pretty cool responses there from the cabinet secretaries that were sent home. So what I want us to discuss today is, one, what does this mean that now things are going to look up, these things will start looking up, and we have completely figured out our problems as the reshuffle has happened at this particular point? The answer is absolutely not. Why? Number one, it takes a whole lot for government functions. Government does not function just because we have certain leaders at the top or at the bottom or wherever they are placed, because issues of governance are issue-based. They are systems-based. They are not individual-based. And so one thing that I would like to urge Kenyans to do is that, yes, celebrate that at least the president has heard us, and I mean, kudos to him for hearing. I mean, this was just last week that we had the X Spaces, and Kenyans on Twitter, or Kenyans on X, KOX as they are now familiarly known, is that they did engage the president on a level of frustration with his government and with his cabinet, specifically with his government, because of, one, the corruption allegations that had been on a rise. I mean, we just saw the bid to impeach some of the CSs. We had the former cabinet secretary of health, Miss Susan Nakumicha. We also had the Mithika Linturi, the former cabinet secretary agriculture. We also had some frustration from Kenyans, the former cabinet secretary of education, Mr. Ezekiel Mashogu. And we also had some frustration from the interior cabinet secretary, and also some frustration on the cabinet secretary, or rather former cabinet secretary. It was gonna take me a while to think about them as former, because we are just less than 24 hours into their firing. Murkomen, Mr. Murkomen, for his failed. So one of the issues were incompetence during their tenures, within a span of less than 1 year now. We also had some issues that were raised up, among them which were corruption allegations. I mean, to just take one of the examples, we had the fake fertilizer scandals that was murky and very. The cabinet secretary of agriculture was also in the dock, going on the impeachment table because of the same issues of corruption allegations, as well as ineffective leadership as well. So why I'm saying that we need to look at this holistically, in terms of, it's not just about the leaders being replaced, it's about the systems being replaced, So if at all we know that in Kenya we have, for example, a corruption issue, we have an issue with graft, There's a continued embezzling of public funds. There is a continued mismanagement of public funds. There's continued just mismanagement of even how office is how the office and whatever the office represents. I mean, when was it? I think yesterday or 2 days prior, Kenyans were so infuriated by the former cabinet secretary of infrastructure and roads, Mr. Murkomen, for his very infamous flaunting of his very expensive watch, I think more than 900,000, and his very expensive shoes. And I was like, you should be flaunting the roads that you have fixed for us, alongside your flaunting of your material possessions. We have nothing to do with it. I mean, it's your money, deal with it, but I hope it is your money. And so, some of this imagery, these are some of the imagery and the narratives and I guess rhetorics that the Kenyan people are fiercely frustrated with, number one. And we are not just coming for them as individuals. I mean, let's not get it wrong here. We're not coming for you as individuals. You can do whatever you want to do as an individual. But remember, you are representing you're representing and holding a public office, that your appointment there is by confidence, that by the time the president appoints so and so in his cabinet, he is entrusting you that you first of all know the issues that you have been entrusted to ensure that you're going to implement, and implement not only well, not only thoroughly, but also with excellence, right? And so we then again we come back to the drawing board and we are asking, what are some of the issues? I mean, who did we elect in this, and who did we appoint in these leadership roles? So when we have leaders that the president is saying that you guys are incompetent, you're coming late. That was actually something that President Ruto was able to echo last year during their signing of their, the beginning of their terms as cabinet secretaries. He was also very frustrated with the fact that some even they have an answer, they go unanswered, his phone goes unanswered. Like he himself, the president, makes a call to these cabinet secretaries and also their PSAs, and his phone goes unanswered when he wants to maybe do a check-in and do some audit on what is going on within the premises that he has given them the cabinet secretary positions to be able to keep business moving and keep business afloat. And so that's what I'm saying essentially, is that issues are not exclusive to the individuals. These are systemic issues, and while the sacking of the cabinet secretary might look like it's a move towards the right decision, I hate to break it to you, but it's a drop in the ocean. A lot more has to be done, and it's only going to be the beginning of the much more that needs to happen to be able to revolutionize not only how we do things in this country, not only how government does or rather conducts its business towards the servitude of the Kenyan public, but also we need to revolutionize absolutely everything, because everything is broken as it is. Everything, every system, every structure, it is broken as it were. So we have to do a complete 360 degrees in ensuring that we have things moving and things moving to our advantage. And I mean, I'm not asking for a perfect government. I'm not definitely asking for a perfect cabinet secretary or cabinet at that matter. It will never happen. As long as we are under the sun, it will never happen. But what I'm asking for is a functionable one. I mean, we have seen countries where they have managed to figure out their issues. They have managed to figure out, okay, so this does not work for us. I mean, I forget his name, the president of Singapore. Let me just do a quick check when I come back here. But Singapore, there's a reason why Singapore during the 90s we were on the same level, but right now there's a reason as to why they're doing how they're doing, and they're doing amazing as it is, and we are still here lagging with our own problems and our own issues. And not to say that we are incapacitated, absolutely not. We are not incapacitated, because imagine Singapore in the 90s came to benchmark how things are done in Kenya. If you're having a bad day, just sit with yourself with that for a thought. And now they're doing absolutely amazing 30 years into building and rebuilding their nation. So that's one of the issues that we need to be talking more about. When I come back from my break, we continue to look at it and dissect on an in-depth level what exactly should we be focusing on when government is reorganized. What does it portend for the future of this country? What is its impact as well? Is it even helpful to begin with? And all that jazz. Keep it right here on Pawa Radio.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Pawa Radio.
Hey, big up 23. Ile mtaa mi utaka. Na hii nyingine jo. Na hii nyingine jo. Hey, washaweka bounty, ju flow killer. Beat imeoga, kiobina. Nina mazai kwako tu za topina. Na vile niko ndani mzee ya I'm so ina. Si take shots na bareda. Critics hawawezi kunispot under radar. Na bring the house down. I'm a tremor. Na leta fire, I'm a flamer. Na rusha moto mo. Na shika tawaza ina mamokoro. So na Jesus na songa I still. Roga shetani na mbaki sogo. Mosodo. Don't whine, wabambiki juu Mungu anameja na maina. Na feel ni kinda I'm in refine and fine. Mokori ni jeso imebaki na saika. Sishiki kijo I'm in refine and fine. Cause you get that, me na cry sweet tighter. Sishiki kijo na city shikijo I'm in refine and fine. Cause you get that, me na cry sweet tighter. Iko nini sina tabu. Siko steam manyaru. Mziki mekoma. Iko fit kuitwa babu. Fishers of men kwa hizi streets mi ndio nyavu. Alright, hii ndio sababu. I got the juice madafu. Maji kwa mi majabu. Amefura utadhani taksin mashavu. Nina mwamba si ababu. Shaito simfil kalamu. Washed by his blood damu. Kauna ni feel usishushe yo hamu. Na don't whine, na wabambiki vile Mungu anameja na maina. Na feel ni kinda I'm in refine and fine. Mokori ne jeso imebaki na saika. Sishiki kijo I'm in refine and fine. Cause you get that, me na cry sweet tighter. Sishiki kijo na city shikijo I'm in refine and fine. Cause you get that, me na cry sweet tighter. You gigging it with the bass. Straight legit, I'm bringing the hit. Steady win the one on the field. Wicked, honey, my face. See that sponsor, lip in my bill. I'm sticking the rail. We kicking in Christ, you know the drill. Blah, woo. So I'm back in the dojo, in the Lord. Kwa hearing, ukipenda nite Frodo. Shetani anabashwa, anateta zima moto. Kuna life after death, CLA we hear YOLO. Okay, hichoki art giveaway. Madam tuko chocha, put your back into it. So lazima post nude ama utwak kujue. Na kile una post, put your fact into it. Woo! Hichoki art giveaway. Madam tuko chocha, put your back into it. So lazima we utwak kujue. Na kile una post, work a fact into it. Sishiki kijo. Sishiki kijo. I mean it fine and fine up. Cause you get that, me na cry sweet tighter. Sishiki kijo. Na city shikijo. I mean it fine and fine up. But you get that, me na cry sweet tighter. Sishiki kijo. Sishiki kijo. I mean it fine and fine up. Cause you get that, me na cry sweet tighter. Sishiki kijo. Na city shikijo. I mean it fine and fine, but you get that. Me na cry sweet tighter. 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 Me na cry sweet tighter.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Tuko ligi, wako ligi ndogo. So and so, wako ligi ndogo, tuko ligi. Wako ligi ndogo, tuko ligi. Tuko ligi. Tuko ligi. Tuko ligi. Tuko ligi. Wako ligi ndogo. So and so, wako ligi ndogo, tuko ligi. Wako ligi ndogo. So, tunaishi like there is no tomorrow, tuko ligi. Wako ligi ndogo. So, wako ligi ndogo, tuko ligi. Wako ligi ndogo. So, tunaishi like there is no tomorrow.
Okay, I'm in the major league, so shout out to all of my G's. How could they leave me out of this remix when I'm stacking most of that cheese? I'm young and I'm getting paid. Competition just getting sprayed. I have them all in a body bag. Somebody please go get a spade and I'm coming straight from the dirt. Take a look at me, now I'm swagged out. They said I wouldn't get nowhere, and just in 6 months I was branched out. Oh, I think they like me, and I ain't even been to the south. They're trying to rap like me, but ain't coming out of their mouth. And who has a problem, ain't got time to sit and solve them. So shout out to all the fans who got my back, I applaud them. Winning be the subject, and losing ain't an option. And to make it this far, you gotta hustle, no option.
Tuko ligi, wako ligi ndogo. So and so, wako ligi ndogo, tuko ligi. Wako ligi ndogo. So, tunaishi like there is no tomorrow, tuko ligi. Wako ligi ndogo. So and so, wako ligi ndogo, tuko ligi. Wako ligi ndogo. So, tunaishi like there is no tomorrow.
Definition yangu ligi so, sule babi tuanado. Pula msakuko chini. Ule msiana haso, unakula jasho yako wombi. Yo ni ligi so, lazima changamuke ndio uingie kwa hii uko. So, kawe ni mlezijo unabo. Ukipewa kazi, fanya kazi, chapa kazi. Don't aim the stars, aim the galaxy. Ligi so, okuanko niko. California bado tuko pamoja kamke nyumbani na mwiko. Nilingia ligi so nikatoka nayo kijiko. Okonkwo Baden.
Tuko ligi, wako ligi ndogo. So, wako ligi ndogo, tuko ligi. Wako ligi ndogo. So, tunaishi like there is no tomorrow, tuko ligi. Wako ligi ndogo. So, wako ligi ndogo, tuko ligi. Wako ligi ndogo. So, tunaishi like there's no tomorrow.
Kitambo niliwasho, niko mbele sana buda kwenye kipaza na maflow. When they said I couldn't do that, tume change game for the better. Hata kai me take muda, ndio nifike kwenye nataka. Siwezi give up kuwa loser, niko mbioni. Ligi so kama new nilijifunzia kwa street, ndio kwa maana I'm such a nuisance. 2013, bado flow inaka brand new son. Na blow off some steam, vitu moto wezi gusa kwenye kipaza, ndio nataka wala ndio najifunza kila saa. Vile nawaza ni kujikaza ndio mwisho nifike fa. Na nikifika sitaringa, ndabaendae kama riga. Nda make sure na watinga maheta wote wajue niko ligi.
Wako ligi ndogo, so and so. Wako ligi ndogo, tuko ligi. Wako ligi ndogo, so tunaishi like there is no tomorrow, tuko ligi. Wako ligi ndogo, so and so. Wako ligi ndogo, tuko ligi. Wako ligi ndogo, so tunaishi like there is no tomorrow.
It's mad trash. Niko ligi, so yani NFL, yani Gor Mahia, sofa paka KPL. Haunifiki bro, I keep it 100. Niko sawa loko loko, but napenda summer bunnies. Kila mwaka my tracks I'm back, tangu siku za Electric Ave. Tangu ni made chuo, styles anifundishe kuscratch. Ligi bro ni so, in fact niko ligi thao. Uliza kaka sungura, sibongi kasi brown. Na sigusi kasi clean, na sinusi kasi new. Man I'm looking at my team, boss I'm not looking at you. Mimi nikitafuta cream, unabaki tu manyude mwako nafundisha things. Anauliza baby can you?
Tuko ligi, wako ligi ndogo, so so. Wako ligi ndogo, tuko ligi. Wako ligi ndogo, so tunaishi like there is no tomorrow, tuko ligi. Wako ligi ndogo, so so. Wako ligi ndogo, tuko ligi. Wako ligi ndogo, so tunaishi like there is no tomorrow. Ligi bado ni so, na ukiniita so, misi wezi so, kani chini ya tao so. Juu huyu boy ana flow zaidi ya Pinky Viki. Fatsoki mistari siezi ingia Slim Possible, hadisia Swahili pia. Meet the new Odijo, hawezi nikopa sa zile so yangu haitoshi, na nikidai watakamatanga na pledge kubai coffin. Fala hao wako ligi ndogo, na mahasla wote wako ligi, so niko colorblind but na like them ana color coordinate. Awe mathematical shape, huo ndo anaweza peleka date. Ukisucceed sende kwa kichwa, ukifaili sende kwa rojo. Wako ligi ndogo, so and so. Wako ligi ndogo, tuko ligi. Wako ligi ndogo, tuko ligi. Tuko ligi, tuko ligi. Tuko ligi, tuko ligi, tuko ligi.
Yo, when I win a big league, risky madi bola, rebola ya batungara gi bola, reja madingara reza mokola, di hakadi harefeta ko hola, make means so bana baron, reba di hele te hoka lepona, reja mo fera warona, rafofa haba rebona rebatona, Kilimanjaro flow, little guitar na colorful, like bato batete the carnival, Rainbow Nation with a pot of gold, si Nico ligi so, clap your beaky so, if you push up we'll get cool, leave you can zapiti go, we hit you so hard, le fasela roro mamporo malidi go card, le faste balitula di corner the gold cards and pia flashy but empty, we get you mad scarred and ja, now I'm an MC.
Tuko ligi, wako ligi ndogo, so and so. Wako ligi ndogo, tuko ligi. Wako ligi ndogo, so tunaishi like there is no tomorrow, tuko ligi. Wako ligi ndogo, so and so. Wako ligi ndogo, tuko ligi. Wako ligi ndogo, so tunaishi like there's no tomorrow.
Smoking them on the crystal, Habana with that crystal. Came out with a hot red band like a pistol. I know it's a bit dope hanging out with me, but now you gotta get back to crushing veggies at the bistro. Sipping no Hennessy, licking the yard. Said that you gotta be sitting below. Getting rid of the bitches and the hoes and the niggas. Yeah, I'ma get rid of you all. Trusting nobody's the pet that I chose. Stacking the wealth or rejecting the foe. You happy yourself by the side of your soul. You hoping or wishing or see me fall. Rest in peace, my victims. Best of hopes and wishes. Sorry about your mamas and your sisters and your misses. You got rocks for pitching. Better board your mission, cause before you cross my road, you need to stop looking.
Tuko ligi, wako ligi ndogo, so and so. Wako ligi ndogo, tuko ligi. Wako ligi ndogo, so tunaishi like there is no tomorrow, tuko ligi. Wako ligi ndogo, so and so. Wako ligi ndogo, tuko ligi. Wako ligi ndogo, so tunaishi like there's no tomorrow.
Mindio Femi 1, niko ligi so, wako ligi sosa.
Femi Wanshiko, ake meso wa conquered. Hawa FMCs wanitabicha wanakosa. Wengi smoky MCs, nami Femi ndio hot dog. Nimekuwa big league, sis niwe mdogo. Wao wapo tu nyuma ya fladi ligi ndogo. Kimekusho misi msupuni kiongo. Kutajuaje kiko nyuma chaniona tu kisogo. Show hawa maboy wananililia tulis. Wananihemea kwa teli Kililian muli. So kama niligiso sija ingia juzi. Kama the day before jana nina wingi wa ujuzi.
Tuko ligi wako ligi ndogo. So wako ligi ndogo. Tuko ligi wako ligi ndogo. So tunaishi like there is no tomorrow. Tuko ligi wako ligi ndogo. So wako ligi ndogo. Tuko ligi wako ligi ndogo. So tunaishi like there is no tomorrow.
I used to be scared of the MRC. Now I speed on it, I get scared of me. So when you see me holding it, just let me be. I'm a BRTH in my LRFE, so don't get mad at me. I'm just trying to be. I joined this industry with a lot of innocence. I've been working so hard, I'm lacking patience. To those who put me back when word nonsense. And to those who had my back, come back to my place. Update on my space, like on my face. Book, hook your friends with my friends. And that's the new trend, I made it happen.
Tuko ligi wako ligi ndogo. So wako ligi ndogo. Tuko ligi wako ligi ndogo. So tunaishi like there is no tomorrow. Tuko ligi wako ligi ndogo. So wako ligi ndogo. Tuko ligi wako ligi ndogo. So tunaishi like there's no tomorrow.
Tuko ligi, so we keep it 100. Flyer than your average, yeah, you know we stay stunting. Kaka showed you how it's done, no long thing. Step up to the plate if you wanna say something. We're heading up straight to the top. Rocking all the best shit, you know we don't stop. We represent the 254 like algebra trap. Stop, drop, girl, roll up and pop. We got that major league down. Don't come up to me, bitch, sit down. Break my rules and you get a beat down.
Tuko ligi wako ligi ndogo. So wako ligi ndogo. Tuko ligi wako ligi ndogo. So tunaishi like there is no tomorrow. Tuko ligi wako ligi ndogo. So wako ligi ndogo. Tuko ligi wako ligi ndogo. So tunaishi like there is no tomorrow.
Introducing Wanyoike. Kama hunipendi basi exit please. But they never really get it when I play that game. When I play that game like I am the one and ligi so and so better grab a seat cause about to be out. Outstanding lyrically sina company. Hata next door neighbors hawapatikani. So nikisema niko ligi so niko solo. So pushing like a 9 months 3 was late. Sija delivers the early bird catches the worm. I'm way ahead. Mukianza kuamuka nimeanza kurudi warm. And the only last I know is that I'm a last born. So in everything I do, mwana wambere.
Tuko ligi wako ligi ndogo. So wako ligi ndogo. Tuko ligi wako ligi ndogo. So tunaishi like there is no tomorrow. Tuko ligi wako ligi ndogo. So wako ligi ndogo. Tuko ligi wako ligi ndogo. So tunaishi like there's no tomorrow.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Ligi So playing right here on Power Radio. This is the Power Morning Drive Show. I'm your host, Anne Wanyoike. Continuously dissecting the cabinet purge by President William Ruto. We are looking at its implications and its impact on the Kenya Kwanza government regime, rather. And also the future. But there's an interesting story here on the Standard on page 5. it says that, economists, this is what economists are saying, that the purge is welcome, but do more to ease cost of living, restore investor confidence. That analysts termed President Ruto's move yesterday as a new beginning, but also noted that the president should push further to rid the country of corruption and improve on service delivery. Something else that is also interesting on the page 7 of the Standard newspaper is that there's a Gen Z checklist. Let me read for you the Gen Z checklist that they wanted. Withdrawal of the Finance Bill 2024. That's done. Insert what's this guy who cooks? The roaming chef. Done. Insert the roaming chef voice. Done. Withdrawal of the Finance Bill. Done. Dissolution of President Ruto's cabinet. Done. Remaining demands. 1. Resignation of President Ruto. Gen Z are calling for President Ruto to resign. Not yet done. Reconstitution of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission. The president already signed law kickstarting the process. We saw that last week. And also deportation of the U.S. ambassador. Gen Z seeking to recall Meg Whiteman, blaming her of exciting foreign influence on Kenya's affairs. These Gen Zs do not play, man. And then there's something else here on the page 8 of the Standard newspaper. They're saying that the president must get it right when he picks his new cabinet secretary. One of the things that they are demanding is that the next cabinet should be subjected to vetting by the Gen Z. I would love to see that happening. It would be absolutely amazing. But to continue with our conversation for today, as we come to the end of our show today, the Standard newspaper has done a very good job on the page 9 of the paper, and it is just giving us a brief roundup of what the cabinet secretaries that have been sent packing had issues while in office. And I'm going to take you through some of these issues. One, Professor Njuguna Ndung'u, who was the cabinet secretary of National Treasury and Planning, some of the issues that he had to deal with was the shilling went from an average of 121 Kenyan shillings against the US dollar to a record of 163 Kenyan shillings. Public debt went from 8.6 trillion shillings to 10.2 trillion shillings. And so that Kenyans were not having that. We also have the Youth Affairs, Sports and Arts Cabinet Secretary Ababu Namwamba. Some of the issues that he faced while in office was forced to disband the controversial Talanta Hela Council after a legal challenge and was grilled by Parliament over allegations of mismanagement of his office and also of funds. Kithure Kindiki, Interior and National Administration, former cabinet secretary, faced pressure to fight banditry and was accused of complacency in police brutality and abductions during the anti-finance bill protest. We also have Simon Chelugui. He was the former cabinet secretary of cooperatives, micro, small and medium enterprise development, was among leaders alleged to have been involved in an overseas jobs scam. And he was also grilled by Parliament over the multi-billion Itare Dam scandal. We have Kipchumba Murkomen, quite famous here, Roads, Transport and Public Works former cabinet secretary, picked defense CS Aiden Duale's brother Abdi Bare Duale to chair the Kenya Railways Corporation Board and was known for flashy lifestyle and Harambee contributions. I find that rather hilarious. We also have Moses Kuria. Some of the issues, he was heading the trade and investment and industry docket, was locked out of high-profile international trade meetings for diplomatic gaffes. He was also popular for war against the media in full language, was allegedly linked to an edible oil scandal at his ministry, and finally threatened to withhold government advertising from the media. And Ezekiel Mashogu of Education was faulted for poor implementation of CBC and JSS, and also was faulted for failing to provide for proper recruitment of JSS teachers. we have Susan Nakumicha Wafula, health former cabinet secretary, was under fire over vaccines shortage in several counties, faced a 56-day doctor strike, was asked to step aside for mismanaging sector, and also was accused of ignoring intern doctors. And finally, Mithika Linturi, agriculture and livestock development, faced grilling over fake fertilizer scandal, survived impeachment over fake fertilizer. Well, did he really survive impeachment? He did not, because right now he's already out the window. And yes, we are at the precipice of a new set of cabinet secretaries, as it were. So yeah, so those are some of the issues right there that we should be focusing on. I like the mention of the story there by the Standard that corruption should be one of the things that the president should be really putting all his monies, his efforts into fighting, and also ensuring that we have stringent matters and measures in ensuring that we equip people that are elected into this position, that are appointed into these positions to deliberate and for effective service delivery. Why? Because public office does not just exist for self-serving issues. Cabinet secretaries exist as public officers to ensure that things are running smoothly for the good of the whole Kenyan public. And so I am absolutely in agreement with the whole need to move and twitch the spotlight away from the individual based politics. You know how we keep saying that even how active politics in Kenya are usually ethnic based instead of issue based, instead of ideologies based. I think this time around we need to decentralize faces. You know, for a long time I've been saying this. We need to decentralize individuals from anything that needs that is of national importance, and we need to make sure that we center the Kenyan people, the Kenyan public, who you are there to serve in the first place. I want to read a couple of some story. I want to read a couple of comments here. I can see that Maureen Maina Wamaida is tuned in. Thank you so much, Maureen, for tuning in. Always a pleasure to have you in. We also have a comment here on YouTube from Storycam Africa. They say that Kenya will not change overnight, but we have started a movement of Mwananchi involvement in decision making that will see this country move in the right direction forever. Of course, I am absolutely in agreement of that. Thank you so much for tuning in and also letting us know and letting your voice heard. Yes, so yeah, as that comment has said, is that we are of course not going to have an overnight shift, you know. We're not going to have an overnight shift in how things are done. And so that's why this reshuffle comes in a very interesting time. And of course there's a lot of mixed reactions here and there. Will they, won't they? It's another will they, won't they kind of situation. You know, when people are dating and you are wondering, will they get married? Will they break up? What will happen? So it's a will they, won't they kind of relationship and kind of situation. But again, we are here to see, we are here to watch what goes now forward, what happens from this point going forward. Some of the recommendations, as I have read, is that the Gen Zs, you know, young people, actually the public, not coerced by any politicians or across any political divide, but just the Kenyan people, they should be able, going forward, they should be able to be involved in the vetting processes. And I am 100% in agreement with that kind of arrangement, because again, who are you jeopardizing if you let people sit in these positions and they're supposedly supposed to work for the good of the Kenyan people? So of course, from now going forward, I would love to see it gazetted, right, into law. if at all, if gazetted into law, that the Kenyan people should have space to sit down and grill these cabinet secretaries on the next reorganization and on the next appointment that President William Ruto should do. We could even organize for public polls. I mean, it's not something that cannot be not doable. It can be done. We could organize for public polls where we ask Kenyans, just organic Kenyans, just kawaida Kenya on the streets, like, who do you think should be the next cabinet secretary, for example, of health, and then you give them the maybe an array of the names that you're trying to look at and see whether they are fit for this appointments, and then you see what Kenyans have to say, and you also welcome their opinions as well, and not just on a tokenistic point of view, but also on engage them on a meaningful point. Engage them from a point where they feel that they have the power, because by the time that we are electing you, by the time that in exercising our democratic rights to vote you into power, it means that we are saying yes to your government, but also yes to we the people stewarding and being involved and engaged at every step of the way in the pursuit of how you govern us as the Kenyan public, in the pursuit of how this country should move forward in every public wherever the public participation processes should be happening. I think Kenyans should be centralized, and they should be centered in ensuring that we steward this nation forward. But yeah, unfortunately, I can see that we are out of time. And so this is definitely something that I keep saying, that it's one conversation is never really enough to get things done. It's never really enough for discussing the intricacies of the matters that we need to discuss, because it's bigger than just the cabinet purge. It's bigger than the president himself. It's bigger than his deputy president as well. It's bigger as the 50 plus million Kenyans, right? It's bigger as the issues that each and every of these Kenyans have put you in place to ensure that their voices are heard, to ensure that their issues are met, to ensure that their grievances are heard as well. And so we have a lot to unpack, and I know that we also have a lot to look out for. I know next week now more appointments are going to happen, because you saw the cabinet secretaries have left vacancies in the ministries, so sijui kama tunaweza enda kuapply kazi, but ubaya ni by appointment. So kidogo hapo hiyo ya culture na arts na gender ningependa sana, lakini it's by appointment. Kama William Ruto anaweza fikiwa na mimi I am here. My name is Wanyoike, and I would love to be the cabinet secretary of gender in arts and culture. But anyway, for now, let me just stick to Power Radio, as I build my profile and portfolio going up forward. But thank you so much for everybody who was able to tune in on our show today. To my amazing producer, it's always a pleasure to do business with her as well. To our fans, my fans, manze, first of all, thank you so much. We've hit 100 subscribers. Thank you so much, guys. This really means a lot, and I hope that you continue telling a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that Power Radio is where it's at, because that's where it's at for Shizo Manizo. Yes, we have yourself an amazing weekend ahead, and we'll see you on Monday. Yes, I'll see you on Monday, same time, same place. Yes, and please take care of yourselves, and let's be on the lookout for whatever happens from this point going forward. That's all the time I had for you. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Wanyoike. I am officially out. I'm going to a wedding right now. Yes, a wedding on Friday, because why not? Yes, that's how I'm choosing to celebrate my Friday. That's how I'm choosing to use my Friday. Sawa sawa. See you. God bless you and God bless Kenya.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
We got 3 queens on the track: Mayonde, Fena, Gitu, and Mobani, the drummer queen, and they're about to kill it. You ain't ready for this, Nairobi. If you killing it, put your hands up in the air for this one time.
Feeling so fresh, so juicy. Only rock with the best, I'm choosy. I got the sauce, I'm choosy. In the ghetto at the same time, bougie. Ooh, wanna take a photo, cause my style look good. Caught a good vibe, I can feel it in my soul. Driving around Nairobi like a boss. I don't mean to brag, no, I don't mean to floss. Of course, on the highway, listening to Kagwe. Tune West, thank God that it's Friday. Man, we so fly, it's our time. On the dance floor, do my latte wine. I'm a kawaida, I kill it, I kill it, I'm a kawaida, I kill it, I kill it, I'm a kawaida, I kill it, I kill it, I'm a kawaida, I kill it, I kill it.
Listen now, kama kawaida. Niko na mistari na niko na mawaida. If she asks for money, never leave with the broad. And if he say he'll pay you next week, he's a fraud. East African girl, hella mean with the quad. One time, then I leave with the squad. She say she got the sauce, I got the mayo. The way I rock the city, Nairobi be like, ayo. Hey, we can chill in my car. You can listen to my new sheet. Now do you like it or not? Yeah. Can you with my bullshit? Hey, wanna babaika? I feel it, I do. Oh, the way I kill it, I do. And anything you want, yeah, I bill it, I do.
I'm a kawaida, I kill it, I do. Oh, I kill it, I do. I'm a kawaida, I kill it, I do.
911, we are
I'm a kawaida, I kill it, I do.
Oh yeah,
I kill it, I do. I'm a kawaida, I kill it, I do. I kill it, I do.
That drama queen start, favorite part. Ride around Nairobi sitting pretty on these tracks. I'm thinking my new black is greater than you can. Imagine venye tumewakilisha with my clan. Let's talk about it. I've been about it, dream about it. Worked so hard I became about it. Worked so hard they became about me. Ask about me, ask about me. What's surrounding? All the squad is who's around me. All the sauce is who's around me. Real, trill, live for the thrill. Lucky Luciano, baby, live for the kill. Deal. In something important, for something important. Kuha so Nick constant like
I kill it, I do. I kill it, I do. I'm a kawaida. I kill it, I do. I kill it, I do. I'm a kawaida. I kill it, I do. I kill it, I do. I'm a kawaida. I kill it, I do. I kill it, I kill it, I do.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.